You know, the album is fire, man. You know, when I look at the songs, like I felt like as I was listening to them, you know, and we talk about this sometimes too, but like I felt like there was a high level of authenticity on these songs. I felt like they were coming from such a real place. I felt like for me, art is usually served best when it's vulnerable. It's coming from a real place. Like I
100%.
remember when Usher had Confessions, I just felt like that was the realest thing at the world that he was expressing at the time.
Brothers wasn't talking about that out loud.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
ooh, he
nah.
got caught in that.
Yeah,
You gonna tell the world too?
It's like, damn, you just
tripping.
claiming it. I felt like I felt a lot of that same energy when I was listening to these songs. Could you speak a little bit about like how the album came about? You know, the vulnerability that you reached on it, because you was talking some shit on there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so the album title is Love Loss, and what I wanted to do with this specific project was share my experience, but also relate to the experience of a lot of other people that have gone through a breakup. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can almost relate to that, and so me just giving my perspective of it as a man. A lot of women also don't know how we process breakups all the time, and so that's what I wanted to do with this project as well. Is kind of just give an inside look of, okay, that's probably what he was dealing with, or that's the state he was in emotionally. Because a lot of times it's hard for us to talk about that. Yeah,
It's a couple songs.
he says a couple songs.
It's a
Yeah,
couple songs.
that
like,
one song with the
that was too close to home right
Looking
there.
at 11th grade and shit. I shouldn't even sit there and think about this shit. Kids walking up to you.
But nah, to your point, I just think, you know, so when I was going into it, I'm like, I have to just get to a place of vulnerability where, you know, it's just me revealing pieces of myself, you know. You know, that's not always pretty, and it's not always the best looking thing, but it's the realest, most relatable, authentic connection to people.
Yeah.
Because people can relate to just real things that happen in real life.
Yeah.
So when I'm writing a project, I'm like, okay, I just got to come from my perspective. You know, I had a purpose with the project. This is the first project that I went into from the beginning and just knew exactly what I wanted to do. Every other project that I've done is just like, okay, I got a lot of songs. Let me just put these songs on here. But this one was intentionally designed to speak to that message and to that certain audience.
It's crazy. It sounds identical. You could almost think you was talking about filmmaking. Hearing you talk about that. That's really dope to hear how
That's hard.
you know they intertwine, because man, at the end of the day, it's the same thing. Like we put purpose behind it, we put our hearts into it, we're vulnerable, we allow ourselves to be seen and be heard. It's something that's undervalued, and I think the courage that it takes to do that in two different mediums is valuable as hell, because most people are scared to even do one.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point. Putting it all on the line for like in two different spaces, because you're gonna get judged in both.
You feel me?
You're gonna be held accountable in both.
Then they're gonna judge you for even doing another one.
Yeah.
And then y'all know how it feels to put it on the line in film.
Yeah.
You know how it feels to put it on the line in a scene.
Yeah.
To give everything right there on the line. Like, that's a different feeling than just like tiptoeing in the water.
Exactly.
You know how it feels to push it to the directorial point to where it's like, nah, I put it all on the line with that take.
Yeah.
That's different than just like messing around with it. So yeah, you're right. Like, it's a different feeling you get when you do that, and then you give all of yourself to that, and then you got to get up and it's 30 people on set looking at you. It's like, bro, I just put it all on the line.
You be looking to see if niggas was fucking with it or not. You like, man, y'all a little too quiet over here, man.
Like, the most vulnerable stuff that we do is crazy.
Yeah,
like we
bro.
just go for it. Like and then we it's shown to the world.
Exactly.
So then we gotta live with the world seeing us in these most vulnerable moments, because I'm sure, as y'all know, y'all come from authentic places when y'all approach the craft of film as well. So you get real vulnerable, and you have to get personal with a lot of the stuff that you're doing, because you got to really live it and not just fake it on screen. So
you want that connection. You know, and when you put something out there that's real, it's so relatable to so many people. More times than not. So it's so common. You know, can you and even you, Rich, could you guys speak to, and I'll pass it to you first, Algie, but can you speak a little bit more about that, of like being in those creative moments, putting everything you have in it, and then coming out of it and then having to go back into life? Like, are you carrying any of those things? Because, like, I think about it like this. Like, Heath Ledger comes to mind as somebody who they say when he took on that Joker role, took on some more pieces of that character, you know, and took him to a different place. Even my man who was in Stomp the Yard.
Columbus?
Yeah, Columbus Short. He's talking about he had never drank before until he played, he was in Cadillac Records and he played, I think he played Muddy Waters in there. And so he method, you know, drank to kind of get in the mindset of that. And he said he took on drinking after that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's tough.
Do you feel like that too, Algie? Like, have you been taking home pieces of these characters? Have they affected you at all? Has that impacted your life, or have you found some balance in that to where you feel like you can detach from there?
Yeah, I've found balance in it. I've always had balance in it, I can say though. And it gets like that because it's spiritual, bro.
Yeah.
So like you're not, you know, when you really care about it and you're really investing your mind, your thoughts, your hours of your day, processing, internalizing, remembering, becoming, you know, like that, it gets really real. And so I think it's even for myself, I don't take on every role, bro. I just I just had something I passed that was just, it's a great film and a great thing to do, but it's a little too dark and demonic for me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to step in them waters because I never have, and I don't mess around with that type of spirituality on that, you know, on certain things. And so I think it's just you know, also a thing of knowing yourself and knowing your boundaries, your capabilities, what you can handle as a person, and not what anybody else thinks about it, because they don't got to go home and live with it after you
That's true.
get off set. You do.
Yeah.
That's true.
And so yeah, I think, man, it can get really real. I think I heard a story one time when Forrest Whitaker was filming King of Scotland that he didn't want his wife to come over there. He was like, nah, because I'm a different person right now, and I don't want to put that on you. You know what I'm saying? Because I got to become this thing, and I got to live that and be that on set.
And yeah, in that movie, you could tell. You could tell. And that's the price we pay. Yeah. That's almost the price for entry for what we do.
Yeah. What do you think about that too, Rich? I want to hear your perspective on it.
I think it's a lot like what you said, Algie. You got to have a discernment between where your boundaries are. I think if you don't stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. Like, I've had them approach me for roles. Like, my life could be real different if I just said yes to a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's always been about what I got into this for. You know, I tell stories and I do this for not just myself. I do it for God because I feel like it's part of my purpose. I feel like it's for all of the people that I impact by doing it. And I'm real selective on the stories I tell too, because I'm like, this ain't for nobody else.
Hey, you dropped your mic.